Good evening. Welcome to Lawrence City Council meeting. Today is Tuesday, March 7th, 2023. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2022, this meeting will be hybrid, allowing participation both in person in the City Council chamber and remotely. You may follow us in Zoom. Also, you may follow us on the digital platforms such as the Facebook Lawrence City Council page and the YouTube Lawrence City Council page. At this point, I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Present.
Present.
Present. Present. This is our first meeting with our new city councilor, Richard Russell. I want to welcome Councilor Russell to this group. It took yeah, I think that's right. We welcome you, and at this point, we are going to start off with a moment of silence, and I will ask you for the Pledge of Allegiance when we start. Please stand up. At this point, I am looking for, we got public participation. We have one person for public participation. The one rule is this, 2.5 minutes. 2 minutes, somebody is going to ring a bell. And then, again, I'll only address the chair and no individual councilors. Mr. Mali, welcome.
Homagun Mali, 53 Chester Street. Good evening, honorable members. In this important election year, we the citizen demand of you the best contract for Lawrence Police now. Lawrence Police, this union of pride and honor, deserve the best contract. 83,000 citizens are united in support of Lawrence Police Union, Senior Officers Union. Million thanks to our DPW workers. Because of your hard work, our city is a beautiful city. We support the union of the DPW. In this critical time, as we're searching for the new superintendent for Lawrence Public School, Lawrence Teachers Union must know we the citizens are behind you and support you. Thank you for your hard work and excellent job. Lawrence, one city under God, the best example of united respect for the right of the union from the firefighters, DPW teachers, and police union. Remember your campaign promise, Safe Lawrence, Prosper Lawrence, only possible if you support Lawrence Police Officers Union. We are united to demand the best contract for Lawrence Police Union with the best congratulations to Honorable Richard Russell. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mali. And that is it for this evening's public participation. Your name, Mr. Mali, and your comments and address are now submitted as part of the record. At this point, we're going to get right to the committee reports. By the way, before I start the committee reports, we're going to start off with our firefighters. There's two of them, and I know that Lieutenant Ortiz is here this evening to give to answer any questions if there are any. But we have tonight 3 members of the fire department who are retiring. Their party is retiring this evening. I just want to acknowledge those 3 firefighters for their service to our city. That's Firefighter Joseph Maloney, Deputy Chief Kevin Laughlin, and Lieutenant Graham Miller. Each one of those individuals is stellar, have done a great job serving the city, and I want to welcome or wish them the very best in their retirement. At this point, We have Counselor Del Rosario, who's on the Budget and Finance Committee. Counselor Del Rosario, would you be willing to give the Budget and Finance Committee report for docket number 5023?
Thank you, Council President. Item number 5023 is authorized to spend grant fund for firefighter safety equipment in the amount of $28,000. That's what it is, right?
It's 897, it's an extra 9.
Okay, that's what I thought, 28,897.01. And the Budget and Finance Committee met, and the Budget and Finance met, and they brought it up with a favorable recommendation, and I submit this as a motion.
There's a motion.
Second the motion.
Second.
Motion's been seconded by the state representative. Discussion. Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Council President LaPlante.
Yes, would you please call the roll for Counselor Levy for both her attendance and for the roll call?
Present.
Thank you. Counselor, that was a vote for the, did you want to vote present on that, Counselor? That was on the first item with the transfer of money for the fire department. Did you want to vote present? Yes, please. Present, there you go. Counselor Levy, would you like Counselor Del Rosario to take the next Budget and Finance Committee at this point?
Yes, please.
Counselor Del Rosario, will you please give the committee report for document number 5123?
Thank you, Council President. Item 5123 is authorization to spend grant fund emergency performance for the amount of for the firefighters in the amount of $33,280. The Budget and Finance met, and they send it to the full council with favorable recommendation, and I place that as a motion.
Second the
Motion's been
motion.
made and seconded by Counselor Dela Cruz. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The next document is document number 5223, an FY23 funding approval. Councilor Del Rosario, will you please continue with the committee reports?
Item 5223, again, is FY23 funding approval of CVAs with the Lawrence Municipal Classified Firemen and Association Union. The Budget and Finance met, and on a vote of 3-0, they sent it to a full council with favorable recommendation, and I place that a form of a motion.
Motion's been made by the Mr. Del Rosario, seconded by the Vice President and State Rep.
Question.
Discussion, Councilor Dela Cruz.
I would like Mr. Ianello to come in to explain, because it doesn't say an amount of money, just an approval.
And before he does that, would the clerk please call the roll for Councilor Selena Reyes? Mr. Ryanello, did you get the question from Councilor Dela Cruz?
Yes, good evening, councilors. There isn't a dollar amount listed on the item, agenda item, but it is in my memo. This is a transfer from $30,000 from the general fund contingency reserve account to the various DPW line items, and then there's also a $15,000 transfer for the water sewer retained earnings to the water sewer operations account to pay for the collective bargaining increases for the foreman.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
So I'll remind the clerk, as part of the motion, to please reflect that fact. Mr. Ryanello, one more time, please. So the total sum is $30,000?
It's 45,000 between 30,000 from the general and 15,000 from the Water Sewer Enterprise Fund.
Let's make sure that the motion reflects that, and that's coming for a vote. Any other councilors who wish to speak on this item? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Is document number 6523. Mr. Del Rosario.
Thank you, Council President. 6523 is authorizing to expand grant fund of FY23 SSY program to Russell Shepard and the Lawrence Police Department. The Budget and Finance met, and they'll send it to the full council with favorable recommendation, and I place that in form of a motion.
Motion made and seconded by the representative. Discussion? Seeing none?
I have a question, Mr. President.
Councilor Levy? That's a good question. I can't explain why we didn't have it on this one, but from this point going forward, I think there may have been just some changes going on, but we'll make sure that's on there. Usually we do. And so it's a little
As always,
Yeah.
always we just put the amount in there. So right now, we don't see like it's, I've been seeing also on the item before, it's nothing in there. So that you have to start also looking. So please, the person who's doing the agenda, to make sure that any grant that is gonna be approved or anything that is gonna be approved with money should be reflected on the agenda, please.
Councilor Levy is correct. This one is for $700,000, I believe. Is that right? Thank you so much. So this is for $700,000 authorization to expend. Any further discussions on this matter? You see none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next document is document number 6623. Mr. Del Rosario.
Thank you, Council President. 6623 item, it's also to expand grant fund, DOJ, Chris Invention Team, CIT. The grant is for $240,000. The Budget and Finance met in a vote of 3-0. They send it to full council with favorable recommendation, and I place that in form of a motion.
Motion made and seconded by the Vice President. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The next document is document number 6723. Councilor Del Rosario.
Thank you, Council President. 6723 is authorization to spend grant fund FY23 Critical Incident Stress Management. Again, it's going to Russell Shepard and the Police Department. Budget and Finance met in a vote of 3-0. They send it to full council with favorable recommendation, and I place that in form of a motion.
Motion made, it's been seconded. I just want the councilors to know this is for $95,210. Motion has been again made and seconded by the Vice President. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Thank you, Councilor. We appreciate. Councilor Vice Chair Reyes.
I'm on the Housing Committee, but I pass to Councilor Stephanie because I'm connecting through Zoom and have poor connection.
Councilor Infante, are you willing to step up tonight?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. The Housing Committee met last week, I believe it was last Monday. And the first item we had was item number 54-23, declaration of surplus property for Blanchard's Way, and it was brought to us by Francisco Cirillo, and we sent this item to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Motion made and seconded by the representative. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The next document is document 5523. Councilor Infante?
5523, declaration of surplus property, 74-86 Myrtle Street, which was also brought to us by our asset officer, Francisco Cirillo. And the Housing Committee sent this up as a committee report. given that this property was sent to our city departments to see if any departments needed the property or would be of use, and we did not receive responses from all of the departments, so we would like to give the city departments another chance to see if this property would be needed or not.
Not necessarily. There's a motion for committee
accept as
report.
reported.
Is there a second to accept the committee report? Seconded by Council Del Rosario. Is there anybody here this evening to speak on this matter before another motion can be made? This probably, Councilman Infante, did you wish to ask that question to Mr. McCarthy?
Hi, Mr. McCarthy. Have we heard from any city departments since our housing committee on Monday?
No, I don't know if he'd have any more responses back. I have the reports from Mr. Strillo here. But we do send these reports out, requests out to the different departments. I've been doing this for 18 years with the acknowledgement that if they fail to respond in some way, there's been an assumption we made that they don't have an interest in this land. The interest in the land under state law has to be a specific contemporaneous use for that land as we speak, not a future need for property. So the responses usually are in the negative. I don't think I've ever had a situation in 18 years where a department has requested one of the properties used. If the department needed it, these properties have been available, it could be asked for at any time. So when we do get the responses, there's typically at least a few of the departments. They may have been on vacation, they may have been away, or they may just have been too busy to respond. And as I said, the way we draft these requests are that they respond if they require this, and that there'll be an assumption we made if they don't require. We do put language in specifically asking that they all respond, but there is no way for my department to make other department heads respond affirmatively if they don't wish to do so. So that's kind of the predicament we're in.
Okay. It's just a follow-up question. So I'm hearing we did not get any more responses. Did we send a second communication out? Was a second communication sent?
I don't know that. I don't, let me This is from Earl Street.
Yes.
I only see paperwork for one request, so it doesn't appear that there was a second request.
Okay. Councilors and council president, at this point, I know it was the housing committee's asked to send a second communication, so I would like to table this matter. Thank you.
Will you please repeat the motion?
Motion to table item 55-23.
There's a motion to table. It's been properly seconded. There's no discussion on the table matters. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. No. Roll call vote, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
No, the motion carries. The motion is tabled. Thank you. The next document is document 5623. Council Infante?
Declaration of surplus property 24-26 Durham Street, map 120, lot 19, also brought to us by Asset Officer Frank Cirillo. This was also brought up as a committee report for the same reason as the previous item. So at this point, I would like to table this until next meeting.
I would encourage you before.
Oh, motion to accept as a committee.
Motion to accept the committee reports been made by Councilman Fonte, seconded by the Vice President. Discussion? Hearing none, for Councilman Fonte for a motion. Motion to table.
Motion to table.
Motion to table has been made and it's been properly seconded by the Vice President. Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
No, the motion carries, so it's now tabled. Thank you very much, Counselor. Are there any table matters that anybody wishes to take off the table matters?
So there was a fourth case, I don't see it on the agenda, but
Counselor Levy has correctly, again, twice this evening, has correctly informed me that, that there is an item that came out of the committee report, that came out of the committee. This is document number 1723, but it's not on our agenda.
yeah, I have no...
Because it's not on our agenda for the open meeting laws, we cannot take it up this evening. And we will correct that oversight for the next city council meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. If there's no tabled matters to take off the table this evening, we'll go right to new business. Document 6923, City Attorney Contract Negotiations with Tim Hooten, executive session anticipated. We could do, councilors, we're gonna, because everybody's gonna deal with it anyway, we're gonna have this before the committee of the whole. So the counselor, the vice president, as the chair of that committee, will give it. Handicap parking, 15 Burke Street, that's going to the ordinance committee. Document 7123, handicap parking, that's going to the ordinance committee. Document 7223, I'm sorry, document 7023, that was by Councilor Infante and Councilor Rodriguez, just for the record. Councilor 7223, handicap parking at 33 Buswell Street is going to the ordinance committee. Document is 7323, request of resident parking only at 287 South Broadway, that is going to the ordinance committee. Document 7423, handicap parking, 55 Greenwood Street, is going to the ordinance committee. Document number 7523, 2022 Firefighter of the Year, a resolution to Captain Blanchard and Firefighter Rodriguez, put on by me, the Council President, and Council Vice President Estela Reyes, that it's going to the ordinance committee. 7623, 2022 Police Officers of the Year Award resolution to Sergeant Thomas Caraballo, Officer Preston Carmichael, Officer Lisette Castillo, Officer Philip Hendrick, and Officer Jeffrey Sapienza. It's been put on by the Council President and the Council Vice President. That is going to the Ordinance Committee. Document 7723, authorization to expend grant funds, $50,000. That's the Commonwealth of Massachusetts earmark grant. That is going to the Budget and Finance Committee. And document 7823, authorization to expend funds, $411,393.76 from the Mass DOT Winter Recovery Assistance Program. That is a late file, and because of that, we were to need a vote to accept. Is there a motion to accept a late file? Motion made by the Vice President, seconded by Councilor Levy. Discussion on the motion, which needs 7. Hearing none, I'll ask the clerk when the clerk is ready. I'm ready. To please, to please call the roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Council De Rosario.
Yes.
Council Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Council Infante.
Yes.
Council Vice President Estela Reyes.
Yes.
And Council President LaPlante.
Yes, it is now on as new business. That will be going to the Budget and Finance Committee. Couple of points of order, councilors. I am trying to go through and talk to each of you individually, either by text or by contact, regarding committee assignments. I'm going in order of seniority, and I got stuck up a little bit this evening, but one of those counselors is here this evening, so I'm going to talk to that counselor and just to make sure we're on the same page. If I don't get it to a resolution of something, and I expect there will be some changes, but at this point, Mr. Russell will be filling in where Mr. Payano has stepped out, but that's if we don't get to a resolution. I expect that we will, and then once I do get to that resolution, I'll let everybody know what that is. But if nothing happens, that's what's going to happen. So if nothing happens, we don't get to a conclusion, Mr. Russell will be on personnel and on budget and finance. But again, to repeat, I don't think that's going to end up that way, but as it stands right now. So, speaking of that, let's go through it. Budget and Finance Committee, currently we have two people here on the Budget and Finance. So, the most senior person is Council Levy. Council Levy, do you have a night? Very good, thank you. Ordinance Committee, it's a lot on ordinance. Council Vice President.
Confirmation that everybody's going to be present this time, next Tuesday at 7. Councilor Selena, Councilor De La Cruz? Yes. 14, right? Yep.
And the last one, the big one is, there's no personnel that I can see. There is no housing. So it's Committee of the Whole. Madam Vice President, did you want to poll the members now? How do you want to deal with that? Monday night.
I cannot. We have a tentative public meeting for the Donovan Park. I'm just waiting for it to be fully confirmed Monday evening.
Look for another day, so we have to go by another week. Because
I'm going to expect that the budget meeting might be a short meeting, counselors, maybe. The ordinance will not be. The budget, maybe the same night as the budget.
Thank you for putting that in my mind, so I know that we have a book.
Is the budget, what night is the budget, the 15th? Yes. Counselor, would that work for you, your schedule on the 15th? Would that, for a committee of the whole? First things first, Counselor.
So it's going to be March 15 at 7, right?
So what time is the Budget and Finance Committee? 6:30. 6:30? So. Committee of the Whole will be Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, Budget and Finance at 6:30. Okay. I think that's it. Now, listen, counselors, it's been a crazy week. And some one of us had a birthday on the 26th. I know. And I said to my colleagues, what would be the best birthday present we could possibly give the counselor? And unanimously, we all said, adjourn before 8 o'clock.
Motion to adjourn.
Here you go.
Happy birthday, Counselor Infante.
Happy birthday.
Counselor Infante, would you wish to make the motion to adjourn this evening?
Motion to adjourn?
Motion made.
Second.
Seconded by the Vice President. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.